You've installed Anypoint Studio and opened a project. Now let's walk through what you're actually looking at. This is a real studio window with a real project open. We'll go through it in order, one numbered area at a time, so nothing gets confusing. 9 areas. Let's start. Here's the whole window. 9 numbered areas. 1. The Package Explorer on the left. 2. The canvas in the middle. 3. The palette categories. 4. The palette components. 5, 6 and 7. The 3 tabs under the canvas. 8. The outline. And 9. The Mule Properties panel along the bottom. We'll take them in that order. Area 1, on the left, is the Package Explorer. This is every file in your project. At the top is the project name. App Demo. Under it, src/main/mule. Labeled Flows, and this is where you'll spend most of your time. Notice the folders inside it. Error Handler folder holding global error handler.xml, subglow folder holding subflow.xml, then appdemo.xml, a global folder with global elements.xml, and an implement folder with privateflow.xml. Those folders are something you create yourself to keep flows organized. Below that, src/tests/unit holds your unit tests, and right at the bottom, palm.xml is the Maven file listing every dependency. Double-click any XML file here and it opens in the canvas. Area 2, the big white space in the middle, is the canvas. This is where you actually build. Right now it's showing a flow called Data Weaver Practice Flow. Look at its structure. On the left is the source, an HTTP listener, which is what starts the flow when a request comes in. To the right of it is the process section, where your components go and you'll drag them in from the palette. At the bottom of the flow box there's an error handling section that you can expand. You build by dragging components onto this canvas, and they connect left to right, in the order they run. Area 3 is the left-hand column of the Mule Palette. These are your categories. Search and Exchange lets you pull in a connector you don't have yet, straight from Anypoint Exchange. Add Modules brings a module into the project. Favorites, which is selected right now, shows the components you use most. Then Core, which holds the basic building blocks, and below it one entry for each connector in your project. Here HTTP and sockets. Clicking a category on the side filters what you see on the right. Area 4 is the right-hand column, and this is the actual list of components you drag onto the canvas. Because Favorites is selected, we're seeing the common ones. Logger, from Core, writes messages out so you can see what's happening. Listener and Request, both from HTTP. Listener starts a flow, request calls out to another system. Transform Message, from Core, is Data Weave, where you reshape data. Set Payload replaces the payload. Flow Reference calls another flow. And Choice is the router that branches your logic. To use any of these, you click it and drag it onto the canvas. Now the 3 tabs under the canvas. Area 5 is Message Flow, and it's the one selected right now. This is the visual view, the drag and drop picture of your flow that we just looked at. This is the default, and it's where you'll work most of the time. Area 6 is Global Elements. Click here and you leave the visual flow and see your shared configurations instead. This is where a database connection, or an HTTP listener configuration, gets defined once and then reused by every flow in the project. In this project those live in globalelements.xml, the file we saw back in Area 1. Area 7 is Configuration XML, and this one matters. It shows the same flow, but as code. The visual canvas and this XML are 2 views of one single thing. Change a component on the canvas and the XML updates instantly. Type in the XML and the canvas updates. Experienced developers often work straight in here, because it's faster than dragging. Area 8, at the bottom left, is the outline view. It's a tree of what's inside the file you have open. Here it shows App Demo, described as Mule Configuration, and underneath it Data Weaver Practice Flow, described as Flow. When a file has many flows, this is the fastest way to jump between them. Notice the MUnit tab sitting next to it, that's where your unit tests appear, and the MUnit Errors tab below. Area 9, along the bottom, is the most important panel to remember. Right now it says, select a Mule message processor to edit its properties. That's the instruction. Click any component on the canvas, and its settings open right here, and this is where you configure everything. Look at the 2 tabs beside it. Console is where your application's output appears when you run it, including your logger messages and any errors, problems, lists, issues Studio finds in your project before you even run it. So how do these fit together in practice? You open a file from Area 1. the Package Explorer. You drag a component from Area 4, the palette, onto Area 2, the canvas. You click that component, and you configure it down in Area 9, the Properties panel. You switch to Area 7 if you'd rather edit the XML directly. Then you run it, and you watch the console in Area 9 to see what happened. That loop, open, drag, configure, run, check, is the whole job. 1. Package Explorer, your files. 2. The canvas, where you build. 3. Palette categories. 4. Palette components. 5. Message flow, the visual view. 6. Global elements, shared configuration. 7. Configuration XML, the same flow as code. 8. Outline and MUnit. 9. Mule properties plus console and problems. That's the whole interface. Next module, we'll use these panels together to build and run your first Mule application.